This slide indicates the key documents required for new pavement construction. CD 224 Traffic Assessment and CD 225 Design of New Pavement Foundations both feed into CD 226 Pavement Design. CD 236 requires the data gathered from CD 226 to select aggregates with an appropriate resistance to polishing for a particular site and traffic loading, and should result in a surface giving wet skidding resistance above the appropriate investigatory level assigned in accordance with CS 228. This presentation focuses on the changes and new requirements for CD 226 Design for New Pavements. CD 226 replaces HD 2606 and is intended for design for new pavement construction. CD 226 sets out the design approaches for constructing new carriageways, widening existing carriageways, upgrading existing pavements, which includes conversion of a hard shoulder to a running lane and incorporation of an existing pavement into new construction, and reconstructing existing pavements. CD 226 comprises 5 main sections. Section 2, Standard Designs. Section 3, Online Widening. Section 4, Alternative Design Procedures. Section 5, Use of cold recycled base materials. Section 6, Pavement Design Verification, which is covered in the National Application Annexes. And Appendix A, which covers worked design examples. Section 2 covers the permitted standard designs for new pavements. Clause 2.16 requires a minimum of 3 standard design options to be considered. Permitted standard design options are flexible pavements with a lower base layer containing asphalt. These are designated as flexible with an asphalt base. Flexible pavements with a lower base layer containing a hydraulically bound mixture. These are designated as flexible with a HBM base. Rigid pavements can be continuously reinforced or roller compacted concrete pavements. Clause 2.17 requires standard designs for new pavements to provide a 40-year structural life. Material terminology has been updated to align with British and European standards. For example, DBM 50, HDM 50 has now been renamed AC 4060. 2.20 Note 3 requires design nomographs and equations to be rounded up to the nearest 5 mm. Previously, in HD 2606, this was to the nearest 10 mm. You will see in Figure 2.20 that the design curves for flexible pavements have been rationalised, with HRA 50 and DBM 125 no longer included. The primary reason for removal of these mixtures is that they are more prone to deformation under heavy traffic loading. Section 2 continued. Jointed concrete pavements are no longer a standard design, but are included for reconstruction and widening purposes. CRCB, or continuously reinforced concrete base, and CRCP, continuously reinforced concrete pavements, remain an option. A new design has been introduced for rigid pavements using roller compacted concrete. Roller compacted concrete pavements shall be designed with a total minimum asphalt thickness of 90 mm, with the binder core selected from one of the materials given in Table 2.41. This can be either EME2 or hot rolled asphalt. Section 3. Online widening and upgrading of existing pavements. This section sets out the requirements for online widening and/or upgrading of an existing pavement. This is based in part on HD 2715. Upgrading of an existing pavement includes conversion of a hard shoulder to a running lane and incorporation of an existing pavement into new construction. Designs need to provide a 40-year structural life. Online widening designs shall use one of the standard designs or jointed concrete to widen an existing jointed concrete pavement, if applicable. Online widening designs shall use the results of pavement condition assessment surveys of the existing pavement to inform the condition of the subgrade and to consider whether the pavement needs strengthening, and if so, design the foundation using CD 225. Online widening designs shall match the bound layer thicknesses to the existing pavement. They shall maintain drainage paths, use concrete materials with similar thermal expansion properties to the existing materials. Pavement renewal works and designing for maintenance shall be in accordance with CD 227. Section 4. Alternative design procedures. This section sets out the requirements for using alternative design procedures, for example, designs other than the standard designs. These normally use analytical methods to model the stresses and strains and assume material properties to determine the design thicknesses. They require a departure from standard, and designs need to provide a 40-year structural life. The requirements cover design principles for different pavement types, the approach to be followed when undertaking an analytical design, characterization of materials, and justification for the use of the proposed design approach and evidence required. Section 5. Use of cold recycled base materials. The first part of this section sets out the design approaches for cold recycled designs using TRL report 611 and is intended only for pavements carrying up to 30 million standard axles. Designs using TRL 611 do not need a departure from standard. The second and third parts of this section cover the additional requirements for alternative designs using deep in situ recycling, the downcut process, and ex situ recycling. Both these processes require a departure from standard. Section 6. Pavement Design Verification. This is a new section with all the content in the National Application Annexes. For Highways England, a pavement design report is only required for all new pavement, widening or upgrading designs for schemes progressing through the project control framework. The purpose of the pavement design report is to aid the technical review and governance of major projects. The pavement design report is first produced at preliminary design stage, PCF stage 3, and remains a live document and finalised at construction preparation, PCF stage 5. The National Application Annex sets out the information that the report needs to contain for standard designs and alternative designs, such as the range of pavement design options considered and their associated whole life costs. Section 6. Continued. A pavement design certificate is used for sign-off and to capture decisions on the approval status of the designs. All designs need to be authorised by a certified pavement engineer. A new qualification developed with the assistance of the Institute of Asphalt Technology. Designs are signed off for approval by an Highways England pavement engineering advisor.